Well, hello, Vermonters, and welcome back to what's been a tradition now in our household, listening to music on Thursday nights, Vermont musicians, performers, and artists getting us through this time and just pulling my family together, having a good time in our Music for Vermont concert series here at the Zuckerman Campaign for Governor. You know, it's been a joy. We've had different musicians with different styles. You can look at old videos of our evening performances on my YouTube channel, zuckerman4vt.com. And, you know, we all wish we could be together, listening to music together, dressing up, going out, having a good time with our friends. Obviously, for now, we can't do that. But you could invite some friends into a watch party and enjoy it with them while you hear the music tonight of Bob Stannard. Like many other musicians, he is out of work right now. You know, they perform just like we'd rather go out and see them perform. They go out and perform. That's their livelihood. So what we've done is we've teamed up with musicians from across the state to do these performances and asking folks to donate. And when you donate, half the money goes to the performer, half the money goes to the campaign. They make a bit of a living for an evening, and you help us out, get our message out across the state. So if you'd care to donate, you can go to zuckerman4vt.com/music4vt, and you can help us out. I think the link will pop up on the screen here at some point. Tonight's artist, Bob Stannard, is a longtime friend of mine. I met him at the State House. He had been a legislator. He was working on a lot of good issues with me over time, the last couple decades. And so it's really a pleasure for me to welcome him. He's going to play us a bunch of blues on his harmonica. It's kind of a new thing for him. He often doesn't do solo performances, so I'm looking forward to seeing what he does with that. And please welcome Bob Stannard and enjoy the show.
I can see your parties jumping. Everybody's having a good time. I sure you know what's going through my mind. Why don't we sit down and talk about it, babe? And kick off your shoes. How about you fixing me a drink and I'll play you some of those down home blues. Gonna go like this. Down home blues. Down home blues. All she wanted to hear were those down home blues all night long. Put on any old record I choose. That's what she said. She says she wanna get her head back and party off these down home blues. Go like this now. You know I don't get out much on the town. You know she don't go for that, running around all week long. But tonight, I'm doing as I choose. I'm gonna do that little gig for Dave Zuckerman. I'm gonna play some of these down home blues. Gonna go like this. Down home blues. Down home blues. All she wanted to hear were those down home blues all night long. Any old record I choose. She says she wanna get her head back and party off these down home blues. got a new way of wearing my hair. I got a smile on my face. Oh, Dave Zuckerman put it there, oh, babe. And the old record I choose. He said he wanna get his head back and party off these down home blues. I'm gonna play a little more. You know, she says she doesn't like to fuss and fight. But now we're sitting here arguing about what time I'm coming home tonight. Well, tonight I'm going to do as I choose. I'm going to do a little gig for my friend David. I'm going to play some of this down home blues. Go like this. Down home blues. Down home blues. All she wanted to hear were those down home blues all night long. Put on any old record I choose. She says she wanna get her head back and party off these down home blues. Hey, well, how you doing out there in Wonderland, COVID-19 land, video land? My name is Bob Stannard, and I have been asked and have the privilege of being a participant in this music program that my friend Dave Zuckerman, who's also a candidate for the governor of the fine state of Vermont, asked me if I'd be interested in doing this. And we're doing this to raise money for musicians here in Vermont. And some of the money's going to Dave's campaign. Now, I told Dave that that was a nice offer. What I'd like to do is take my share of the 50-50 cut and give it back to the pot. He can use it any way he wants. He can use it for his campaign, he can use it for musicians, whatever he wants to do. So that's kind of how this is all going. It was nice to be asked, always nice to be thought of. And I'm glad I'm here. It's a weird kind of thing. I'm in my man cave and I have an audience that looks like a white dot on my iPad. So I'm going to make the grand assumption that you're all having a great time and you're all applauding, and this is wonderful for you because it's great for me. So a couple things I want to say to start off with is what am I doing here? Like I said, I was asked by my friend Dave Zuckerman if I'd do this to help out musicians in Vermont, and of course, I'd be glad to do something like this. It's a great honor to do it. But I do want to say something about my friend David. I've known David, I was trying to count the years. I don't know, it's got to be 20 years now that I've known Dave Zuckerman. I've had the privilege of agreeing with him on a lot of issues and fighting with him on some. There's a couple things about David that he are his core. He is an organic farmer. He knows how to run a business. He knows he's very close to the dirt, and he's very, very close to the citizens of the state of Vermont. That said, David can be a little brash, and if you don't agree with him, it's a really good idea to have all your facts straight because you're going to be in for a bit of a tangle. I've been on both sides with David, and never once have I lost respect for him, and I don't think he's lost respect for me. He's very strong in his beliefs, what he believes in, and it's a great quality that he carries throughout his stellar career in Vermont politics. He's on the right side of the issues for me, which is why I supported him right out of the chute. I supported David when he ran for lieutenant governor. I supported him this time around, primarily because I really like the guy. He's one of the most likable people I know. But here's a story about Dave that you ought to know. David, I was a lobbyist in the State House for many years, and David has, shall we say, slightly more hair than I do. And his hair is kind of a thing, you know, it's kind of a fixture in the State House. Hair goes down to his waist. And I'm walking down the hall one day and I noticed that he was as bald as I was. And I'm thinking, if you had really great hair, why would you cut it off? And I stopped him and I said, I know that everybody wants to look like me, but what happened to you to cause you to do this? And he had just come out of room 11 and he said he cut off his hair to give it to kids that had cancer. And I stopped and I said, wow, what a great thing to do. I mean, he just did that. He just went in, these kids are losing their hair because of treatments. He donated his hair. And he grinned, he says, don't worry, mine will grow back, yours won't. And he's right, mine still isn't growing back, his has. But that's the kind of guy David Zuckerman is. And it's an honor for me to support him and to maybe play a little music for you folks. So, I've got a bunch of tunes. Understand that I don't write these songs, I just play them. So if you don't like the songs, take it up with the author. I just learned this song recently. It was done by Skip James. Skip James only recorded 18 songs. He was a contemporary of Robert Johnson, and he was an incredible singer and guitar player, very haunting player. Did 18 songs in 1929, the crash hit, and he spent his life as a shoeshine man. He was rediscovered at the age of 64, lived about 5 years after that, and then passed away. He did a song that he wrote in 1929 about the Depression, and it just couldn't be more pertinent. So I'm going to try that and see how it goes. Hard times are here everywhere you go. Time's never been this hard before. Ooh, 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 ooh. People are drifting from door to door. They ain't gonna find heaven, I don't care where they go. If I ever can get up off this old hard killing floor, oh, I ain't ever gonna be this low no more. Ooh. You say you have plenty of money, boy, but you better be sure all these hard times are gonna kill you. They just last so long. Ooh, 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 ooh. Hard times are here, are they here to stay? Oh, I wish these hard times they'd just go away. Yeah, man. Times are hard right now, and it doesn't look like you're going to be getting a lot easier. That was a song by Skip James called Hard Times Killing Floor, written in 1929. That was a long time ago, and it's back today. sadly, is back today. There's a couple things that we need to be thinking about, and that is loving each other right now is the most important thing we can do. Protecting yourself so you can protect others. I'm watching what's going on in the rest of this country with people saying, I don't need to protect myself. It's not about protecting yourself. It's about protecting your friends and your family and people you don't even know. That's what's going on here. It's time for this country and for all the people that are here watching, it's time for you all to start loving yourselves again. Long overdue, I think. So that's just my own personal opinion, and I ain't afraid to give it. So let me switch gears here. I should point out I'm playing little white harmonicas. They're made by Seidel, and it's a company in East Germany. It's the oldest harmonica company in the world. I think they're the finest harmonicas ever made, and I'm as proud as I can possibly be to be an endorsed player of this instrument. So I'm going to do a little song that people might have heard me do before, done by a guy who I admired, I never met, but I love him to death, a guy named Howlin' Wolf. It's a song called Highway 49. I'm gonna get up in the morning, hit that Highway 49. I'm gonna get up in the morning, hit that Highway 49. I'm gonna be looking for my baby. I got my baby in my mind. 'Cause I believe my time ain't long. I believe my time ain't long. I got a letter in the mail this morning. Oh, they're breaking up my happy home. I'm gonna stop by the liquor store. I'm gonna get me a bottle of wine. I'm gonna stop by the liquor store. I'm gonna get me a bottle of wine. I'm gonna hit the highway in the morning. I got my baby in my mind. Where I believe my time ain't long. Yes, I believe my time ain't long. I got a letter in the mail this morning. Oh, they're breaking up my happy home. It's gonna be soon in the morning when I go walking in Jackson, Mississippi town. Gonna be soon in the morning when I go walking in Jackson, Mississippi town. I've been looking for my baby. The police says she can't be found. Ah, don't tell me that. get up in the morning, hit that highway 49. I'm gonna get up in the morning, hit that highway 49. I'm gonna be looking for my baby. I got my baby in my mind. 'Cause I believe my time ain't long. Yes, I believe my time ain't long. I got a letter in the mail this morning, all people. They're bringing up my happy home. I can hear the applause from here. And actually, it's probably my wife upstairs clapping because she's like my #1 fan. So this is kind of strange because in my head, I'm hearing Joe Moore, the man who's from Burlington, Vermont, who plays saxophone in my band and one of the best horn players and one of the best people I've ever known. I am the luckiest man alive. I play with the greatest players in the state of Vermont. On drums, I play with Jeff Salisbury. He used to be with Albert King and a variety of other players. Just a tremendous guy, terribly funny. Everybody in this band is very funny. Kenny B on bass, who's been with Luther Guitar Jr. for like 18 years. Probably one of the best bass players you'll ever hear, ever. Brad Morgan is on keys with me, and he's been with Satin and Steel out of Rutland, Vermont for like 30 years. And Johnny Falk, who's from Brandon, Rutland area. I met him at a blues jam in Middlebury, and I said, man, who is that guy singing? And I walk in, and it was Johnny Falk. I handed him my card. I said, you playing with anybody? He says, not right now. I said, you are now. I hired him on the spot. That particular conglomeration of musicians, and these guys all play in different bands, I get that. But when I pull them together and play with me and my band, it is probably one of the most exciting blues shows you'll ever see, because these guys are just the creme de creme of Vermont blues players, and it's such a wonderful thing for me to be able to share a stage with those guys. And believe me, to do this by myself in my nice little man cave is really killing me, because I can hear these guys playing. And it's killing me that they aren't here with me, backing me up. Because believe me, I sound a lot better when I'm playing with those guys. So I want to just put a shout out to my band. They go by Those Dangerous Bluesmen, because they are bluesmen, and yes, they are dangerous. Don't get too close. I'm going to take a minute to tell you folks how I got into this blues business. I'm a white kid from a middle-class Leave It to Beaver family in South Dorset, Vermont. Not to be confused with Dorset, Vermont, which is the town of Dorset that has white houses and blue money. South Dorset was the home of poor Irish, which is pretty much where I grew up. There were no black people in my life. The Equinox Hotel had people that were black that worked there in the summertime. And if you went to the Equinox Hotel, you would see them. I didn't go there until I was 14. I was a freshman in high school. This would have been 1965. And I really had the hots for the manager's daughter. And you can just imagine the complication there. The manager didn't really see me as the kind of guy that should be hanging out with his daughter. Plus, I was only 14. But what did happen was I got to be friends with the doorman, who was this tremendously elegant person in his white suit with his white captain's hat with the gold piping and the epaulets with the gold fringe. And man, he was just the sharpest man I'd ever seen, and he was just as black as he could be. And I'm like, wow, this is a black person. Man, this guy looks awesome. Anyway, I got to be friends with this guy, and there was a time when he said to me, you know, you ought to come down here after work some night and meet some of my friends. I'm 14 years old. I told my parents, it was a nice July night, I told them I was going to bed early. I didn't feel well. I was in bed for about 15 minutes and snuck out the window. Hopped on an American one-speed bike with the brakes that you had to push backwards on the pedals to make it stop, little tiny, like 20-inch wheels. And I'm pedaling like a crazy person from South Dorset to the Equinox Hotel, which was about 4 miles. And it seemed like 400. Well, I get there, and it turns out that the staff lived across the street from the Equinox Hotel and what was known as Equinox Junior. They're upstairs. So I knock on this door and I open it up, and it was this big room, and there was cots and whatnot. There was a men's section and a women's section. And these people are out of their great white uniforms where they were looking really sharp at the hotel, and they're just wearing tattered clothes and t-shirts with stains on it. I'm wearing the only clean t-shirt in the place. And I walk in, I'm the only white kid. And people are looking at me like, who's this white kid? Why is this white kid here? And the captain, I guess I would call him, who ran the door, the head dude, concierge, whatever his role was, said, I was a friend of his, which I'm like, wow, this is pretty cool. I'm a friend of this cat. And he says, he's just here as my guest. So I sat there, and sure enough, after not too long, there was a couple of guitars came out. People start singing this music. I was a Beatles guy. I'm 14 years old in 1965. I was a Beatles guy. And the Rolling Stones to some degree, and the Kinks and the bands that were coming up, the British bands. This blues business wasn't part of my paradigm. And I hear this guy playing this instrument, and I'm like, wow. And he played pretty well, I guess. I didn't know good from bad at the time. But anyway, so I did this a few times, probably about 3 or 4 times. I finally got caught, and you're not going to get away with this kind of criminal deviant behavior for too long. Oh, I should point out, at one point during the evening, there was a bottle of some sort of Fireball whiskey going around, and it came to me, and I didn't know what to do with it. And the captain looked at me and gave me a little wink, so I take a little sip. And by the time around 10 o'clock rolled around, I had to ride my little one-speed bike back to South Dorset. It seemed to me like it was a longer ride home than it was a ride getting there. But anyway, be that as it may. I finally got caught, and this all come to an end. But anyways, that was an interesting experience for me, because at the time I was a drummer. And that's kind of how this started. I told him I was a musician. I was a world-class drummer at the age of 14 years old. I was going to be the next Ringo Starr. And that's how I got invited down to hear this music. And it wasn't until in 4 years later, 1969, I'm going to college, and I bring my drums to college. And I set them up day one. I played, and about 3 minutes later, the dorm parent came up and said, what do you think you're doing? I said, I'm playing my drums. And he said, well, you do that one more time, you and your drums are going to be going to Vietnam. And I said, oh dear. So I brought my drums home, and I went to Reed's Music Store in Rutland, Vermont, where I got all my drum stuff. And I'm looking around for something else to play. And I picked up this C. Honer Marine Band. And I said, oh, this is something. It fits in your pocket a lot easier than a drum set. And all you have to do is breathe. And you can play it, and you can be great. Turns out I've been playing for 50 years now, and I'm not that great. I'm better than you probably, but I'm not that great. It's a very complicated little thing to play. Anyways, it's a lot of fun, and I think I just got a cue that we're going to be taking a little bit of a break. Lucky for you, so I think you're going to hear from David. So is it break time there, telephone? Great, good timing on my part. So when we come back, I'm going to play a little bit and I'm going to give you a little more information about the Mississippi saxophone.
Wow. Thank you, Bob. What a lot of fun. I knew you'd be entertaining both in your music and your words. So thank you for that. If you are enjoying this music tonight, please head on over to zuckerman4vt.com/music4vt. We'd love to get Bob some resources, help contribute to his livelihood. We'd love your help on the campaign. If you make a donation, it'll be split 50-50, just as all of our virtual music events have been. We're so grateful to the musicians. We're grateful to you for joining us and sharing this on your Facebook page and others, so we can have this virtual watch party together. So thank you for that. While Bob's taking a little break, I want to give you an update on what's going on with the campaign and even just kind of a little bit about life on the farm, because it's spring. We're getting a lot of plants transplanted right now. We've got piglets on the farm, chicks coming in, and eggs coming soon, and all kinds of fun stuff. But also with the campaign, we've actually put out a video about the farm and really about life's work. And, you know, while we're all struggling to get through this day-to-day, really different world that we're trying to get through right now and figure out what's safe to do and what's not okay to do, we also are still putting our shoes on every day and doing our routines and building for our family and our situations, just getting through the days one at a time. And so we've got this new video out, and it's about life on the farm. I'm with the pigs, feeding them, taking care of them. And for me, you know, this farming represents my sanctuary, my peace, a place where I go to get away from all the chaos of the COVID, the chaos of campaigning even, and just work with the animals, work with the fields to just center myself. And I'm curious if you have something you're doing as a daily ritual, a daily routine that's really just helping ground you in this moment. And if you have one, throw it in the comments section. I'm really curious what is helping you through each day. If you like the video of me on the farm and just talking about getting through things one day at a time, please also share that. We would love to get that expanded out there for more people to see. And you can share it on YouTube, you can share it through Facebook and Instagram, all kinds of different ways with your family and friends. And then, of course, as we get back towards the show, I just want to remind you, if you want to help the campaign and support Bob and his music, you can go to zuckerman4vt.com/music4vt and help us out. And I want to thank you for your support. I want to thank you for what you're doing, both to keep yourself healthy, your neighbors healthy and secure. Whatever you're doing to help everybody out is really, this is what's going to get us through it, is teamwork and community, and then occasionally a little bit of fun, like some music for tonight. And so enjoy it. I want to say next week we have a guest, John Daly, who's going to be bringing us his tunes next Thursday night. So again, you can tune in every Thursday. I think we're booked out for 2 or 3 months at this point. It's been a great range of musicians offering us their support to work collaboratively. And so enjoy the show tonight. Enjoy coming back next week. And I'm going to turn it back to Bob. Thank you so much for playing tonight, Bob. I hope you and your lovely spouse are doing well. And let's listen to some music.
Yes, I'm a poor boy. I'm a long way from home. Yes, I'm a poor boy. I am a long way from home. I ain't got no spending money in my pocket. I got no spare meat on my bone. people, they ask me, what does a poor boy do? Yeah, people, they ask me, what does a poor boy do? A poor boy sews patches on his clothes and he stuffs newspapers in his shoes. I'm going back to Chicago. Man, that's where I'm from. I'm going back to Chicago. Yeah, that is where I'm from. You know, there's so many good people there, and a man can't do me harm. I'm a poor boy. I am a long way from home. I'm a poor boy. I am a long, long way from home. You know, I ain't never been happy because everything I ever do is wrong. I'm a Poor Boy, written by Howlin' Wolf, probably in the 40s. I don't have the exact date. But I'm awfully afraid that the way things are looking, that we're going to be having a lot more people that are going to be fitting that description. It's a sad time that we're in, but it's a time that we're going to get through if we love each other, if we stick together, we treat each other with respect. So, okay, let me tell you about this thing. I call this a harmonica by any other name. And I'm going to have to pick my paper up here to read all these names. This is known as a mouth organ. It's known as a mouth harp. It's known as a hobo harp. It's known as a French harp. It's a reckless tram. It's a harpoon. It's a tin sandwich. It's a blues harp. It's a Mississippi saxophone, or simply a harp, or basically a harmonica. These things are cheap and they're easy to play, according to Wikipedia. Well, they ain't as cheap as they were. I paid about $1.50 for this one. Today it's about 30 bucks. The white ones that I use are about $175 each. I get a discount. I told you earlier I was an endorsed player. Good thing I couldn't afford to play. So there's so many great tunes out there, and it's so awkward for me to do this without my band, but I'm gonna do what I can. This is a little lovely blues tune called "When My Baby She Left Me with a Mule to Ride." When my baby she left me with a mule to ride. When my baby she left me with a mule to ride. Well, on the train left the station, old mule laid right down and died. Lord, I sent my baby a brand new $20 bill. Lord, I sent that woman a brand new $20 bill. Now, if that don't bring her back, I know my shotgun will. Ha ha. Lake Michigan ain't no river, Chicago ain't no hill town. Lake Michigan ain't no river, Chicago ain't no hill town. Well, now if I feel like this in the morning, I swear I'm gonna be Mississippi bound. When my baby she left me with a mule to ride. When my baby she left me with a mule to ride. When the train left the station, that old mule laid right down and died. Lord, I sent my baby a brand new $20 bill. Lord, I sent my baby a brand new $20 bill. Well, now if that don't bring her back, I'm pretty sure my shotgun will. I've been standing on a ladder with a big boat full ready to roll. I've been standing on a ladder with a big boat full ready to roll. I've been hoping, I've been praying I don't see your face no more. When my baby she left me with a mule to ride. When my baby she left me with a mule to ride. When that train left the station, that old mule laid right down and died. Well, I sent that woman a brand new $20 bill. I sent that baby a brand new $20 bill. Now if that don't bring her back, I know my shotgun will. Yeah, here we go. My baby, she left me with a mule to ride. That's pretty low. And speaking of low, I'm gonna go out with this. Now, okay, those other harmonicas I was showing you, those are diatonic harmonicas. This happens to be a chromatic harmonica. Totally different beast. Play it different, sounds different, everything about it is different. The only thing it's got in common is you breathe. Sounds pretty cool, huh? This is a song that was written by a guy named Rick Estrin, who was a friend of mine. He's with Rick Estrin and the Nightcats, probably one of the top harmonica players that ever lived, probably one of the funniest people that ever lived, and writes the best songs ever. Go check him out, Rick Estrin and the Nightcats. Awesome band. Anyway. But she's always out of town. Yeah, I got a woman, but she's always out of town. When I'm looking for a sweet loving man, she can't be found. I got another woman, people. She's married to my best friend. Uh-oh. Yes, I got another woman, but she's married to my best friend. If he catches us together, I know it'll be the end. Oh, you know it. Now I got a homely girl, but she's as sweet as she can be. Yes, I got a homely girl, oh man, she's as sweet as she can be. I think I'm gonna stick with her, 'cause she don't want nobody but me, old Bobby right here. Now there's a moral to this story. I swear to God it's true. Now there's a moral to this story, and I swear to God it's true. You know, the hell with the one you love, fellas. Go with the one that loves you. She's gonna do more for you, yeah. Yeah. Homely Girl by Rick Estrin. I got it from Johnny Hammond, who's actually right here behind me in the picture, and there's another picture of me playing with Johnny Hammond over here. Wonderful, wonderful guy, good friends. I have to tell you that I've been very, 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 very lucky with this little Mississippi saxophone here, in that it has introduced me to some of the best players in the world, some of the best people in the world. John Hammond, I just mentioned. I got David Maxwell up on the wall. I got B.B. King up on the wall behind me here. I got the author Stephen King, who I made play with a little band I was in. I played with Mark Hummel. I've opened for Buddy Guy, Leonard Skinner, and Isaac Hayes. And anyway, it's a long list of people that I've having trouble remembering. It seems like it's been so long, but I've been very, very, very fortunate, and I'm incredibly grateful for the harmonica gods who put me in a position where I had to quit playing the drums and had to step out front and be a harmonica player. Now, I know what you're thinking. I'm not the only famous harmonica player in the world. I got a list of people I wrote down that are important to me as harmonica players. Listen to this list of people. Marion Jacobs, also known as Little Walter Jacobs, finest player ever, the man to beat. Chester Burnett, also known as Howlin' Wolf, amazing guy, great player. Bob Dylan, Rick Estrin, who I just mentioned with that last song I did. Kim Wilson, who founded the Fabulous Thunderbirds, is a monster harmonica player. Mark Hummel from the West Coast. I've had the occasion to have him on a couple of my albums. I played with him a few times. It's scary to be on stage with Mark Hummel, believe me. It's terrifying. Charlie Musselwhite right behind him. I played with Charlie Musselwhite at the Iron Horse in Northampton, Mass. I was scared to death to be on stage with Charlie Musselwhite. He was the first harmonica player I listened to, and he just scared me to death, and he still scares me to death. He's a great player. Dennis Gruenling just won the Blues Music Awards recipient this year, a monster chromatic player and a wonderful person. Rod Piazza from California, Rod Piazza and the Mighty Flyers, a beast of a chromatic player. Jason Ritchie, if you don't know Jason Ritchie, look him up. The guy is an animal. He's just an aberration. He's from outer space. He's a tremendous player. George Harmonica Smith, everybody learned chops from him. Sonny Terry of Sonny Terry, Brownie McGee, a great, great player, a great country blues player. Last but not least, Wyatt Earp, Sheriff Wyatt Earp, and Outlaw Billy the Kid were both harmonica players. I probably would side with Billy the Kid, but that's for another time. Anyways, so there's like all kinds of different harmonicas. I went over that a little bit. There's these chromatic things. That's kind of fun. It's all plastic. You can get this through the airport without getting arrested. The rest of them I usually get busted for. Anyway, I play a lot of different harmonicas. I don't know how many I have. I have dozens of harmonicas. I'm never within about 10 feet of having one. I have harmonicas in my BMW. I have harmonicas in my pickup truck. I have harmonicas in my lawnmower. I think I have them in my leaf blower. I think there's one tucked underneath the shoulder strap somewhere. I got harmonicas everywhere. I'm obsessed with wind and breathing, which is why this COVID-19 thing is a little frightening for me. The idea of having my lungs destroyed by a tiny little thing with red dots on it is a little terrifying if you're anybody. But if you're a harmonica player, you don't want this. It ain't a good thing. Wear a mask, wear your gloves, wash your hands, don't touch your face. Better yet, don't be touching my face. Anyway, I'm just checking on my time. Heaven forbid I have a show that goes over. I'll give you another Howlin' Wolf tune, if I can remember it. If I forget the words, you ain't gonna know, because you probably don't even know the song. So that's gonna work out great for both of us. I wanna thank you all for tuning in, but I ain't done yet. This is called Sitting on Top of the World. One summer day, she went away. She's gone and left me now. Lord have mercy, she has gone to stay. But now that she's gone, well, I ain't worried, because I'm sitting on top of the world. Went gone all the summer, she went gone all the fall. I had to take Christmas in my overalls. But now that she's gone, I ain't worried, because I'm sitting on top of the world. going down to the freight yard. I'm gonna catch me a freight train. I'm gonna be leaving your town. The work done got too hard. But now that she's gone, I ain't worried, because I'm sitting on top of the world. One summer day, she went away. Oh, she's gone and left me now. Oh, that mother, she's gone to stay. But now that she's gone, well, I ain't worried, because I'm sitting on top of the world. Little Howlin' Wolf, sitting on top of the world. That's where we're all going to be, hopefully, at some point, hopefully in the near future. So I think I'm getting dangerously close to the end of time. Hopefully not the end of my time, but the end of this time. So I'm going to leave you with a little Walter piece that he wrote called Mellow Down Easy, but I'm going to mess the words up a little bit. Listen, this has been fun, albeit a little weird, because I can't really hear you clapping, so I'm assuming you're ecstatic at what you're seeing. It's strange to do this without a great band, but it's an honor to be able to do this for my friend David Zuckerman. There's a primary coming up in August, which he will win if you vote, and then there's a general election coming up in November, which he will win if you vote. Please, whatever you do, of all times in my life, I'm going to be 69 years old here in a few weeks. This is the most important, I know we say this all the time, this is the most important election ever, okay? So voting's no joke this time. You got to get out and you got to vote. You got to get involved. Thanks very much for tuning in. Hopefully you'll be supporting my friend Dave Zuckerman. David, thank you for supporting the musicians of the state of Vermont. Here we go. You got COVID here. You got COVID there. You got COVID-19 everywhere, but now you mellow down in. Mellow down in. Mellow down easy, boy. It's going to blow your top. You got to shake here. You got to cough there. You gotta shake, baby, everywhere. Now you mellow down in. Mellow down in. Mellow down is you're really gonna blow your top. You got COVID here. Oh yeah, I got COVID there. Yeah. You got COVID-19 everywhere now. It's got to get right out of town. Get right out of town. Get out of town before people want to blow their top. Get out of town. Thank you so very much for tuning in. Hope you had a good time. I did. Wish I had my band here. Wish I had you here. But hey, this ain't bad. Guys, take care of yourself. Wash your hands. Don't touch your face. Wear a mask. Rubber gloves ain't a bad idea either. Don't forget to vote for my friend Dave Zuckerman.